I'm Kaylin Smith, and I'm a 9th grade student going to AHS, also known as Auburn High School, and I'm 9th grade.
Okay, well, I'm Michelle. I used to go here, and I'm in 9th grade now, going to Auburn.
What's the biggest difference between high school where you are now and Valley Christian School where you were?
Probably the size would be different. Because, like, here the whole middle school is, like, 30 people. Like, in one classroom is 30 people, and each person's different, so.
Yeah, it is big. Like, there's 36 people now. There's 36 people in our classes. She just said that, but...
Well, there you go. Okay, how many people in the school?
I think there's, like, 2,000 or something for, like, the whole school.
And do you have classes, like, close together, or are they all over campus, or how does that work?
Mine are all close together, like, even first semester and even this semester, like, they're all, like, in the area.
In my first semester, like, my first period class, my second period class, like, there's a map, and, like, they're, like, on opposite corners of the map, but I got my schedule changed, but it still wasn't that far, but that was probably the farthest.
Okay. What was the hardest thing about adjusting, going from VCS to high school?
The size, just because the first day, like, I remember Lindsay coming up to us, like, after school, and she was like, "Isn't it so huge?" And we were like, "Yeah."
I was just gonna be like, oh. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. Probably the hardest adjustment was, like, making friends at first because everyone knew everyone else.
That's
and,
true.
like, I didn't, because I came from a small school and, like, pretty much all I knew was Caitlin. But you'll end up making friends quicker than you think.
Okay.
That'll be easy.
Good. Tell us about lunch food.
Lunch food. I asked this question, so I'm going to answer. Okay. Lunch food. I don't really like it, but the chicken nuggets are pretty good. I like those every Monday and Wednesday is when they have them. I always get them. And then they have coffee at this coffee stand. They have coffee there.
So tell me what your schedule's like through the day, like classes and then when's
I already
lunch.
told you.
You wasn't on camera.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You always get to go first. It's okay. Sorry, that was weird.
So my first period is science, and then my second period is geometry. Third period is language honors. Fourth is viscom. Fifth is world studies honors, and then PE.
Oh, yeah, and my first period, we have 4 classes together, so mine's with Michelle, and it's science. And then I have second period health, and then I have third period language honors. Then I have 4th period geometry, and 5th period world history, and 6th period PE.
The most fun thing about high school is probably hanging out with friends or the football games. Like, those are like in the beginning when it was football season, that was like my favorite thing to do. And lunch can be fun, but sometimes not. No, not really. That's pretty much it.
So lunch here, like they come in and they eat lunch and they get all the food from there. Tell us about the cafeteria. Like, what's that like?
That's my question. It's like a long line. The cafeteria is like a buffet, and you can get whatever you want, and you can just choose whatever. And there's, and you have like your little like student code, and you have to type it in, and then that'll be your money, and then you just go to whatever seat you want. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. They have a PAC. It stands for something. PAC, yeah.
Performing arts.
Yeah, well, they have that in the lunchroom. You can just like hang out there too, like, and just like stand around and be like, "What's up, guys?" This one's Michelle's, and it is, what is it like to be Christian in a big public school?
I mean, it's not like really hard, but it is different because people have like different religions and stuff. And some people are just like don't believe in God at all. So I don't let that affect me, but yeah.
Do I answer that too?
Sure.
Okay. It's like to be a Christian. It's like, yeah, like she said, it's not much different, but there are people that aren't Christians, but so you have to like think about that. But like, a lot of my friends like believe in God and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's not that big of a difference. So that's it. Like, when I thought of high school in 8th grade, I thought, you said this before, but I said it too, so I'm just gonna say it again. When I thought of high school in 8th grade, I thought it was gonna be this big scary place that was like all awful and like just like did drugs and was like, yeah, but it's really not. It's not at all. It's nice and nice. Yeah. So don't worry about that.
I mean, it's not like happy-go-lucky either.
That's true.
Like High School
Sorry.
Musical or something. But, I mean, but it's not like Mean Girls or whatever, you know. But, okay, so my advice for the 8th graders, can I use my vocab words?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I haven't used one of those yet. You make license. Haha.
What?
License with people. You go like this.
If you didn't know that, it means a close relationship.
Yes, we had that as a vocab word.
Okay, so even though, like, what you'll want to be in, like, high school, you're gonna, like, well, for me at least, like, my number one thing at first is to have a good social status, like, make friends first. I didn't, like, put my studies first. But, and then I realized your education is way more important, so I started doing that. And you don't be indolent, which means lazy, and do your tests extemporaneously, which means with little or no practice, which is like studying. Then you're gonna find yourself in some dire situations, which means you're not gonna get good grades, and you need to get good grades because that's really.
Those were all vocab words from our lovely language arts class. Yes.
Was it hard to make new friends? Was it? How did you?
I guess
meet
for the
people in
first
classes?
week it was like weird because like I just didn't like everyone knew each other like she said, and like so yeah, and but I think I made my first friend I still talk to and I'm really like close to in like the second week of September, and I'm still like their friend. And then I just made a bunch of more friends after that, after I got that one first friend that I could like be myself around and stuff, and made a lot more. I already said that, but
Okay, well, yeah, I made friends, and like in the beginning, like I said, I thought it'd be hard, and I thought it'd be like really hard to make friends because everyone knew each other, like I said. But really, it's not hard, and you will make friends, and it's not, yeah. And like now, before I wouldn't think that I would have a whole bunch, but like now walking in the halls, people will be like, oh hey, and I'm like, hey.
I just thought of something. Okay, have you ever watched Degrassi?
No.
Okay, well, it's this TV show about high school.
Oh,
well,
I
it's
know.
like a drama, and I thought that everything was gonna be like in high school was gonna be like that. And
Dramatized. Oh
yeah,
it's
drama.
really
Just
sorry.
yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I thought that high school was gonna be like that, but in Degrassi, like no one ever laughs, and that made me kind of sad when I saw that. Like no one ever laughs in Degrassi. Have you ever noticed that? Like unless they're like just playing video games. Like there was one episode about that, and that's all. Like that's when like all they ever laugh. But like people like are just like, well, you remember how I was like in 8th grade for people watching this? It's like they're all like that. Like really, they're just like normal people. And yeah.